Well, I miss y'all, and I can't wait a whole other week before I hear from y'all. So it's Open Mic Saturday. Welcome to our podcast, Below the Belt, folks. Good to have you here with us, guys, and great to hear from so many of you. Yesterday was supposed to be our Open Mic Friday, but of course, yesterday was Pagua. Yesterday was Pagua, guys, and we took some time off to play Pagua, of course, and to be with family and friends and loved ones, and hope you guys did the same. But good to have you here today, folks, below the belt. And I hope you guys you got those voice notes ready for us to let us know how you guys have been keeping. We hope you have the voice notes ready for us because we want to hear from you guys. I can't wait another week. I can't. I just can't wait another week. Good to see you guys here. How is Saturday going? How is lunch going? Good to see you, Candy Lean in the JIT, who is giving a shout out to all the Cariviton folks. She says, I'm here and I'm ready. Good to see you, Candy. Bernadette Duncan, good to see you as well, Bernadette. Good to see you. Good to see you. I love to have me some Duncans up in the house. Melinda McKenzie's here as well. And it's really, really great having Melinda. Melinda, really good to have you. Would have you no other place. And so happy that you are here. You could be a lot of other places, but we're happy. We happy, Melinda. You're here. Siobhan McDonald. Everybody here today. Siobhan McDonald, good to see you here. Siobhan. Good to have you here. Hope you are well. Hope you guys are doing great. Go ahead and have a great day, folks. Go ahead and have a superb day. Trust you guys are well and nothing I'm bothering y'all. Hope you guys are good as we are. Hope you guys are more than good. Hope you guys are fantastic. It's always our hope that you guys are not just living, but that you thrive as well. Put my tongue between my teeth and say thrive as well. Guys, good to have you here. Really good to have you here. You guys are great company. Just in case you didn't know, you guys are fantastic. Fantastic company. Folks like Erwin Don Cook and Merle Joseph and Emily Durant and Nadia. Is it Tindra? Jatindra, my apologies. Nadia Jatindra and Marsha Glasgow. Good to see you. Laurie Crawford and I see all the fantastic folks are here with us. Martha Harris. How do you do, Martha? And Verda France. Folks, if you make a comment, we're not gonna see your name. We don't see that much into cyber, virtually and into cyberspace and so on. So if you don't make a comment, we won't see your name. Because some of you guys is only one to the people that call in all the time and we they hear and review it. But if you don't make a comment, we won't know you here, people. That's our encouragement to you folks. We see Nicola Daniels. That's what we mean when we say we see Nicola Daniels. We can see a comment she made. And Patricia Madramuto Long. Good to see you, Pat. And Marilyn King is here as well, and Carl Fordyce. Good to see you, folks. Emily Durant. Good to see you, Emily. Good to see you. Good to see you, and all you other fantastic folks. Folks, it's open mic Saturday. I want to hear from you. We're going to be talking about a couple of things, folks, that are in the news, and then I'd like to hear from you guys what's happening at your end. Be sure to tell us where you're joining us from, what's the weather like in those what you call it, in those voice notes, and be sure to tell us what concerns you. And I don't understand why we're still fighting with this regime and the EPA on whether or not they're going to do these environmental impact assessments. Whether they're going to be they're going to do the relevant studies. Why we got to be fighting? Can't we just operate as according to law? There are more waivers on companies that are coming to set up here in oil and gas and other areas. There are more waivers than there is as sticking to the norm. And that has to concern us. Philomena, Fontenelle, that gotta concern us. Gangaram, Tony, that gotta concern us. Why is it there is more exceptions than the rule being applied? Why is that happening? Why is that happening? It seems as though we are trying everything we know how to cheat the system. Everything we know how. June Chase, good day to you as well. Why is this happening? Why can't we just be sticking to the script? sticking to the law. Every company that comes to set up here, they're waiving one of the EIAs, the environmental impact assessment. And we've had a fantastic folks like David Patterson, former Minister of Infrastructure, who did a fantastic job. And we've had also Dr. Vincent Adams, an expert in this area, who told us what are the importance of the environmental impact assessment. And we still mama guying with these things. Folks, we got to get real, you know. We have got to get real. We got to get real. We're doing a lot of disservice to the citizens of this country, all of the citizens, irrespective of the political divide. We're doing a lot of damage to our citizenry. And we got to catch ourselves quick. We got to catch ourselves quick or we can get left behind. Quick, 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 people. A whole host of environmental impact assessments are being waived. How will we know we are getting the best projects for our citizens? How are we going to know that? Huh? How are we going to know that? We got to be so circumspect. This thing is not for just now. This thing is for the long haul. It's for the long haul. Listen to what, for instance, Mark Berman, who's the Canadian High Commission, one Mark Berman had to say about the importance of the environmental impact assessments. He said in a report that we covered here before, failure to undertake this type of due diligence could result in costly and harmful effects down the road. Mr. Berman went on to say the importance of understanding this legal framework, which covers the environmental impact assessment, cannot be overestimated, and it is important that we continue to be engaged in improving our processes in keeping with the Environmental Protection Act. We ain't doing that. We not do that. More so, Mr. Bourbon says, the High Commissioner of Canada to Guyana. He says, in the light of Guyana's new and developing petroleum sector, which brought with it concerns about the new and potential significant impacts on the environment, more so with the nascent oil and gas sector. But we see processes like the environmental impact assessment and others, they are more exception than rule. They are more exception than rule. And again, soon as you open the news, if you open the daily papers, you open one of the daily what you call them, the news sites, you're gonna see that's what they're talking about. That is what they're talking about. And why can't we try to do good by our people by doing what is true and correct? To do the right thing, it seems so hard. It seems so hard. Guys, let us know if you're hearing us clearly. Bernadette and Merlin Seafort and Colin Reese and Penelope Hudson, it seems like doing the correct thing is so hard. I'm watching at one of the daily newspapers, right in the front cover, new appeal lodged against EPA waiver of study for radioactive storage at Coverdale. Do these people understand Chanel Smith Daniels? Do they understand what radioactive means? Huh? You understand what radioactive means? You ever heard about Chernobyl and so forth? Chernobyl, Hiroshima? Huh? You know what radioactive means? When those guys dropped that bomb on Hiroshima, Nagasaki, and this place, the aftermath, the radioactivity, those places are still barren, days like today. And those bombs were dropped years ago, scores of years ago. You understand what radioactive means? And you don't want to do these studies to find out the impact on human lives because a couple of people want to make some money. Chisung Henry, that's where we there. That's where we there. Stand born. Huh? That is where we are. Oh, folks, this is madness. It is madness. Now, the report says, I'm just going to go through a couple of things I think you ought to know about, right? I think you ought to know about Deanna Bodine. Good to see you, Deanna. Good to have you here, Diana Bodine, and all the other folks, right? All the other folks. Bernadette Duncan says loud and clear. Miss Bodine says loud and clear as well. We gotta just, oh my Father, have Father of mercy. It seems like doing the right thing is so painful for these guys. It is so painful for these guys. Guys, when you call, I want to know where you're calling us from. I want to know how the weather is, perhaps what you guys are having for lunch. And I want to know how you guys feel about these issues. Look, the amount of EIAs they have waived. These things are important. These things are important. We ain't playing around here. These things are very, very, very important. Very important. And I don't understand why. I don't understand why. We are just, you would say, flexing for friends and family, flexing so that party comrades and so on could make a little money. That's wrong. That is absolutely wrong. Now, here are just a couple of the companies, guys, that they have decided unilaterally, right? The EPA taking orders from the political directorate. The New Harbor Bridge. The New Harbor Bridge. Irfan has at a press conference. Catfish at a press conference. This Jagabat at a press conference. He said he didn't read the study. He didn't read the EIA. Hmm? But he said he know one is not needed for the New Harbor Bridge. That's what this Jagabat said, this catfish. He knows, right? He knows. And I ain't read a word, but I know you don't need one. You see, you understand why he ended up at Eiffel University? You understand why second year UG he drop out? Because if you're bringing that kind of scholarship, that kind of intellectual fortitude, quote unquote, the governance, we're going to be in trouble. You understand why the cost of living at where it at? Because he don't need to read anything. He bright like them, right? He bright like that. Why he needs to read something? He don't need to read nothing. And that is why we are seeing some of the side effects of this kind of mindset. I need to read nothing. I need to do no studies. I don't need to. Well, you won't go far in school like that. You won't go far. You might end up in some unaccredited institutions like Eiffel University. That's where you might end up because you don't need to read nothing. That's the kind of leadership we have. They're not curious at all. There are systems in place, but they don't want to. They don't want to work the system. So they're waiving all of the necessary precautions that guard against, right? That guard against hurting the people in the long run, but they ain't got time with that, right? And as Chanel said, they can't even read in some instances. So here what? Let me read. Let me read what this paper says about them waiving this or this a new appeal. Why you got to appeal and beg people to do the right thing? That's what frightens me in this new dispensation. It says a Coverdale resident has lodged a new appeal over the decision of the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, to once again waive the requirement for impact assessment for the storage of radioactive equipment by a Trinidadian based non destructive testers limited, Guyana. You think, you think, Orvin Don Cook, Pamela Thomas, Colin Reese, and Dio Budwa, Ingrid King, you could go to Trinidad and you could carry radioactive materials next to residential areas? Just so? Huh? Just so? Without and the waiving. critical things like an environmental impact assessment. Huh? Just so you going down the line. Well, I'd rather see that. So why can people come out of the blues and for little money, little kickbacks, you selling Guyanese people like that? You selling the health of Guyanese people? Huh? When you see the whole corridor there on the East Bank can't make children, hair falling out and all of that. We can understand why. Radioactive equipment, and they're waiving the studies that must be done to see the impact on the environment, on human life, and all that. For what? Uh, let it carry this facility next to State House. Irfan could get them a waiver and they could build it right in State House compound. They got plenty land there. Or carry it next to Papa Jagabat in Pardoville too. He got a big compound. Remember, he's a landlord and he got tenants. Get him a piece in there. Get him a piece of land in there. Let them put down their radioactive storage facilities. He got acres upon acres of undervalued land at Pradoville too, till he get tenants. You see we meet where we going? He's a landlord. Papa Jagabat, same one. He got tenants, carry the radioactive storage down there. And then I know Gloria Chester living right next door by Diamond. Next thing you know, they fumes blowing in diamonds. I ain't having it. On Gloria's behalf and all the people's behalf there. Your plumes and fumes blowing till in diamond and killing out people. Huh? Y'all like sparse people. That's the problem with the whole pack of y'all. So I'm happy to see the residents here at on the east coast on the east bank rather at Coverdale standing up, lodge the damn appeal, protest. Do what you gotta do. Boots on the ground. Nonsense, man. Every day you open the papers is something. You think this is the only one? They're waving the EIAs for? Oh, you better get your pen and pencil out. You think it's the only one? Follow me, people. So I told you, they wave the new Demerara Harbor Bridge environmental impact assessment. Right? They waive that. Right? They're putting it in an area where they could make plenty of money for them and their friends. Their friends can benefit from all the land that buy up there for open big stores and big this and big that. Right? Poor Eminem. Poor Eminem. And then they have waived the EIA for the further exploration of the Kanji block. I remember telling you the waiver is the rule, it's not the exception. Bring something that the institute the EIA is for. One issue we covered here recently, and I'll tell you what that is in a second. We see they ask for the EIA. One issue, they ask for a study. One, and I tell you, that is the exception. It's not the rule. So they waive for the New Harbor Bridge. They waive this important study for the exploration of the Kanji block. Right? There was another waste treatment. There was a waste treatment facility that's being considered again for Coverdale. Oil and gas waste treatment facility. Yeah, it's really past Coverdale. They waived that EIA as well. There's a proposed Marriott branded hotel supposed to be going at good for acting. They waived the EIA for that. And we told for this new gas to show project that they're proposing for Wales, there's supposed to be a purpose-built feasibility study. Purpose-built feasibility study. Well, they dashed out too. They don't want that. They ain't like study. They ain't like revise. They ain't like read. Right? You want to get them vexed, tell them to read something. That is why you hear the Jagabats and the trench crappos always talking about PUP manifesto. Of 2020, PUP never had a manifesto. They had a one-page document that they called an extract from the manifesto. The manifesto was supposed to be released. It never was. But of course, if you don't read, you don't research, you don't want to write, you don't want to spell, you don't want to take your dictation, what do you expect? People going to pull wool over your eye? Not we here. So the way of the gas to show a project at Wales, this purpose-built feasibility study. Mm, the way of that. And can you imagine, right? There was a decision by this government to let an Arabian company called Aramco, Aramco Trading Limited. It was supposed to market the first, sorry, the second, I think it was, million barrels of oil. Well, they're doing all the marketing now. But if you ask a Guyanese, what are the terms of the marketing deal? None of we know. You know why? Because we have not been told. I know we have not been told because they refuse to release the information. What is the deal with them and Aramco Trading Limited that markets our oil internationally? Right? What kickbacks? Oh, Sue? Same Sue. It's the kind of kickbacks. What are the terms of the deal with Aramco? What are the terms of the deal with Aramco? And we could trust these jagabats and trench crappers with the wealth of our people? But I think not. I thinks me not. Whole set of jagabats and trench crappers doing a whole set of foolishness. And we must just sit down and say, oh, fantastic work y'all doing. Pat Noel Williams, that's how we can do it. Carla Reynolds, that's how we're going to do it. Oh, just give accolades for the sake of giving accolades? Well, y'all better think again, come again. You understand why we are in the kinds of trials and travails that currently beset us. That currently beset us. And all because these boys are easy. They are not easy at all. It's one confusion powder to the next, one purgatory to the next. Right? Look at the government. I love the Festival of Pagua. I ain't think I miss a year, save and except this year, of playing Pagua. We are barely limping out of the COVID-19 pandemic. And every right thinking person says we are far, far from it, the end of COVID-19. As a matter of fact, every right thinking person expecting that we're going to have another spike. But look at us yesterday. In the name of just trying to please a base, instead of exuding the leadership that is necessary, instead of doing that, thousands of people packed to the National Stadium, packed the Georgetown Cricket Club. And you want to tell us we're moving forward as a progressive society? Huh? That's leadership on behalf of a government? We could have said to people, yes, in families, you're free to come out and you can do your pagua in your yard or whatever and do so responsibly. Last week, it's not 5 months ago, we lift the measures so that we have a good sense the numbers are still down and so forth. So we can say, okay, maybe people can now start to gather in big numbers because we've reached herd mentality. Last week, the same Minister of Health saying that people aren't even taking the booster dose. That people not even taking the booster dose. Obama got COVID recently. He said he took both doses plus his booster dose and he still catch COVID. Imagine the rest of us who've been reluctant, but yet we could meet in the thousands. And I say again, love Pagua. Love all the cultures and everything this country has to offer where our cultures are concerned. Love it. But this year, I decided, you know what? I think I love my health more. And I got to be responsible too. I gotta be responsible as well too. We gotta be responsible. We have to be responsible. There's no other way to lead. Gotta be responsible. Thanks, Tiny Cruz, joining us from Toronto. We gotta be responsible. And so you're preaching responsibility on one hand, but on the other hand, and you know what is fascinating? You know what is fascinating? You try to hold a little barbecue in your front yard with 10 people. With 10 people, you can see story, but 10,000 Kadadi Stadium and nobody ain't worried. But five of your friends stand up in your front yard too long. You're telling people, don't wear a mask. In the same breath, wear a mask. You're telling people the COVID restrictions are suspended, and in the same breath, you're saying ministries and government agencies can still implement their own measures. What madness we doing in this country? You're telling people it's okay not to social distance, and in the same breath, social distance. This is a real cowboy country that's become. It has become a real cowboy country. One nonsense to the next, one foolishness to the next. And the real question is how long we can take it. That is the real question. How long shall we take it? And if you could answer that, you could go to the front of the class. If you can answer that, folks, you could go to the front of the class. How long we can take it? That's all I'm asking. And you think it's only the EIAs, the environmental impact assessment, we're in trouble with? Huh? 2 years later, you want them, we got a government. You want to dictate to us that the opposition, the parliamentary opposition, must recommend, must recognize, that's the word I was looking for, the government as legitimate. All the foolishness y'all doing, y'all must be recognized as legitimate. 2 years later, right? The Judicial Service Commission has not even been appointed yet, right? And Irfan said the other day how he busy. I too busy to respond to critics. Busy doing what? 2 years later, the Judicial Service Commission, an important body like that, still hasn't been appointed. 2 years later, the Public Service Commission, Lord, has not been appointed. The public service perhaps employs the most people in this country. Right? And we don't do a lot of studies here and so on. So the private sector perhaps has overtaken that by now. The public service. We don't have a public service commission. You don't have a public service commission. 2 years in, and your greatest fight is that you have not been recognized by the opposition, and so you're not engaging them. Well, if you want to be recognized as government, then do governmental things. If you want to be recognized as a leader, well, then do things that are commensurate with leadership. The Teaching Service Commission has not been appointed 2 years in. And y'all telling me you love teachers? 2 years in. The Natural Resource Fund Board, right? The board. The members have just been identified. The board has not been operationalized as yet. And the money in the Natural Resource Fund has already been spent. Who authorized it? If according to a law, it is the NRF that authorizes the spending of the NRF fund. The board hasn't met once. or the critical committees, but the fund has been spent. And you call yourself a legit, you want us to call you a legitimate government. The local content secretariat, Vikram Bharat, the installed minister, told this nation by the end of February it was going to be operational. Well, he didn't tell me which year February, if it was 2025, 2030, 2035, or 2040. He did say by the end of February. And by we were in February, we assumed it was February 2022. But in actuality, it could mean in the mind 2075. The oil gonna run out, and we can now still keep talking, but the natural the what you call it, the local content secretariat. You think it's finished there? These boys fighting down the parliamentary opposition to be recognized as legitimate, but then operationalize the local content secretariat and the Petroleum Commission. You think Rowley could still be Prime Minister of Trinidad, and you got all of these bodies languishing in limbo? You think Mia Motley, Big Auntie, could still be Prime Minister, huh, of Barbados, and Sheehan Institute operationalize these important bodies commensurate with a democratic society? I mean, you hear little rumblings, and wanted to legitimize her leadership. And Mia, in her first term, won all the seats. Hearing some rumblings, told us there's disunity in the country, and she wanted to re-legitimize her leadership. And she called a snap election. She won all 30 seats again. For Irfan and them boys, it means beating we over we head till we recognize them as legitimate. Well, we legitimize them. Let me go to the polls. Let me go to the polls next month, man. So the Petroleum Commission has not been operationalized. The Integrity Commission has not been operationalized. The Integrity Commission, yes. And then you guys should know we have not had local government elections when it was constitutionally mandated last year. Last year, it was constitutionally mandated. And these are people who like to say they are the protectors of the Constitution. Oh, they love democracy so bad. And democracy demanded local government elections last year. You all hear anybody talking about local government election for them boys? It's a country we got, or there's a corner shop. Here's a cake shop. And I can hear some of y'all saying, well, you guys pass cake shop now. Folks, I want to hear from you on this or any other issues that are on your mind. It's an open mic Saturday. The mic is now yours. I'd love to have your voice note. You know, we always trip ourselves over when we try to take the calls. We always trip ourselves over when we try to take the calls. But I would love to hear from some of you guys. I've missed you. I can't lie. I miss y'all. You know, the accent sometimes is go the window. I miss y'all. So come true, people. I want to hear from y'all. I want to hear how y'all doing. Shucks. I want to hear how y'all doing. Good to have each and every one of you guys here. Good to have you guys here. Set of foolishness we're doing here, man. 50 odd years of independence and we still acting like little children. Come on, we gotta pick up the pace in this country. 2 years out, you're so busy, you can't find the time to operationalize these very important bodies, and you're so busy. Come on, man, shucks. Come on, folks. Come on, pick up the pace a little bit for us. Y'all pedestrian, man. Shucks. I just tired watching y'all operate. Very pedestrian. One for dollar. Barack Hussein Obama says we have to walk and chew gum. Busy doing what? All these bodies not operationalized. Come on, man. Pick up the pace a little bit for us. Pick up the pace a little bit. All you got is talk, you know. A whole host of talk. Whole host of talk. Whole host of nonsense. Talk, talk, talk. Let's get a move on. Let's get a move on, please. Please, let's get a move on. Pick up the pace a little bit for us, please. And if y'all aren't doing no studies and you don't want to do all the assessments and this and what's not, indicative of this big project, and y'all in such a mess, the common sense thing to do, I would pick up reading. I'd pick up reading. You're doing a whole pack of nonsense. Everything is haywire. The cost of everything is skyrocketing. Throw some gas in the tank the other day. You know, I tell the guys, I can take a 50 US gas. It's $10,000 in gas. That used to fill the tank. Now they need to watching me and boxing me. And asking me if my eyes pass it. The needle boxing me. Needle and budge. Throw a little money, the tank, the needle just watching me, asking me, what happening? There's it. Right? There's it. I give him my everything. Right? And the Karen needle just asking me, there's it. I was so embarrassed. I said, it's what I got, car. It's what I got. It's what I got. One foolishness to the next. Looking forward to hearing from some of you guys. Drop us a voice note if you can. We're going to try to bring in the audio. I want to hear from some of you people. I want to hear from some of you guys. Really want to hear from some of you. Come true, folks. I want to hear from some of you. Let us know what the weather's like where you are. Let us know where you may be joining us from, and let us know what are some of the issues of contention on your mind. Right? Preparations for let's know what's on your mind, folks. Would love to hear from some of you. Hope you guys enjoyed Parkway yesterday. And I trust God you guys didn't get COVID if you guys were part of the thousands outside doing up yourself. Right? Oscillating, gyrating, and rotating. We trust that you guys are well. Trust that you guys have recovered or recovering. Right? Yep. And believe it or not, I was reading somewhere over this weekend here that there's a new variant. It's like a hybrid, I think they call it, between the Delta and Omicron variant. Delcron or Deltacron or something like that. Some fancy name like that, like a transformer. Like something out of one of those transformer movies. Deltacron, I think is in the name of it. They thought it was a hoax initially, but they say it's real as real can be. It's real as real can be. And we outside, right? Clearly not in a responsible manner. Clearly not in a responsible. You gonna want to tell me everybody who went in the stadium yesterday, who went in the Denmark Cricket Club, show the COVID card at the gate. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep, I believe them. I can't lie. I believe it. Everybody who went, show the COVID card and so on, and there was one big happy family. Folks, the number you want to call, 627-6963. Send us your voice notes. I want to hear from you guys. I'd love to hear from you guys. We're going to play the voice note in our program. The mic is yours, and I want to hear from you guys. It's open mic Saturday. We missed it yesterday, and I didn't want to deprive you guys from having your say, and I want to hear from you all as well. So we are at similar purposes. Similar purposes. Good to see each and every one of you who are joining our live podcast. Good to see you guys out there. And I see Ronald Prophet is joining us. Chisung Henry is joining us. Jude Bentley is joining us. Orwin Don Cook is here as well. And good folks like Mark Doris and Chisel Chipper 68 is here as well. Guys, good to see you. Trust you guys are having a fantastic Saturday. We got some time in our hands, guys. I really want to hear from you. Cherry Baskin, Greenwich is here. And I promise you guys, Cherry's asking about the petition. I promise I'm going to have an update on that for you guys soon as I'm going to have an update for you guys on that. Elson Duke is here, and all the other folks like Marilyn King and Patricia Kissoon. Good to see you folks. Marilyn Lorimer is here too. Guys, really, really great to see all of you guys out on this Saturday. No doubt some of you got your smart televisions on, your phone on. Some of you probably connected us Bluetooth to the surround sounds in your home, in the kitchen, you're cooking. You watching babe watching you watching hubby or huzzy, wifey or side chick watching you, and it's a fantastic Saturday all around. Yep. You gotta be easy on Saturdays. We hope that you guys are taking it easy at your end, and we'd love to hear from you. We got a couple of minutes left. There's a whole pack of foolishness happening here, and we're gonna continue to bring you valid and credible information we think you ought to know about. Yep, Trinidad had a shakeup recently too, a cabinet shakeup, right? Japan had a land shakeup. They had an earthquake recently, 7.3 on the Richter scale, 7.3 magnitude earthquake. But Trinidad had a political one recently with the shakeup of the cabinet. You're in one day, you're out the next. You better work. You better work. In one day, out the next. You gotta work. They need a shake up here. They need a shake out all of them. Every one of them. They need a shake out. A big shake out. A big shakeout. Big shakeout. Guys, the number is 627 6963. Looking forward to hearing from some of you. I'd love to have your voice notes. You know, we always, again, trip ourselves over. Always trip ourselves over with the, right? We always trip ourselves over with the phone calls directly via WhatsApp. Because when somebody calls and somebody else is on the line, the volume goes down and all that fantastic stuff. But we want to ensure that we hear from you, and we'd love to have a couple voice notes before we close the program. I don't know, like you're all shy this Saturday. You're all shy this Saturday, or maybe we're saying enough. Nothing else needs to be added. You're all shy today. A lot of stuff happening at home, folks. And I want to invite you guys as well, as I have your attention, to stay in touch with our website, Credible Sources. It's found at Credible Sources, it's rather crediblesourcesgy.com. It can be found there, and we try to give you guys additional information at that end. You know, some of the things we're following, there's been possibly fake birth certificates um, being given as the criteria for getting your ID cards in this continuous registration process. Yep, we're following that. And the parliamentary opposition, the contingent that represented the opposition who met with GCOM last week, pointed out that as one of the issues. Because we're picking up, various people who are reaching out to us telling us that persons are using what they consider fake birth certificate to obtain ID cards. And as we were coming on here, one woman said to me, a colleague of mine called and said she interacted with somebody not too recently who is not a Guyanese, got married to a Guyanese and got a Guyanese birth certificate. Pim pim. And y'all know what stage is being said there. Y'all know what stage is being set there. You know what stage? Yep. You know what stage being said there? So we gotta be careful. We gotta be careful. We're watching. We're making our voices heard in the places that matter. We took it right to GCOM and say, take a look at this. You promised to do a thorough investigation. We're gonna be following that. You all know what happened with the rice farmers, the sugar workers want money, rice farmers want more money. And then the crime situation in the country is another issue we're watching at. It's another issue we're watching at. Ali said they got it under control, but oh shucks. Stop it. Right now. Stop it right now. Stop it right now. Stop it right now. Let's see who we have here today. Let's see who we have here today, people. Let's see who we have here. Bear with us for a sec. We're gonna, I think we're gonna take a couple of the voice notes. We're gonna take I'm hearing some static. We're hearing a little static in the line. We're trying to get out. Trying to get out a little static so we get the best audio for you guys. Bear with us, folks, for a sec. Let's see what's happening here. Mm-hmm. Good to have you guys here. Trust you guys have smashed that emoji button for us. Trust that you guys have already shared the broadcast, and we're trying to make sure that we get the audio coming through crisp, as crisp as can be when we bring in the other audio. Good to see so many of you who've joined us. Good to have you here. Isabella Butters and Mark Doris, Patricia Kissoon, Erwin Don Cook, Carol Roberts, and all you fantastic folks. All you fantastic folks. Just making sure our wires of descent aren't crossed. And again, really good to have so many of you joining us. Yep. Bear with us a sec, guys. Guys, we're not going to take any calls today. Again, we'll be happy to have a voice. No, we're not going to be taking any calls today. No calls today. No calls today, people. No calls today.
Good afternoon. Worried about lots of things that are happening in Guyana at the moment. One of my chief concerns is I'm wondering how or what measures will be taken about this vaccination for registration. That is one of my major concerns. What will the opposition be doing to stymie that beside the meeting that was done by Mr. Norton? Is there anything else that is planned in case if that doesn't work? And I noticed you spoke just now about the um, lack of organization with the present government. What I'd like to know, you mentioned snaps. I am truly hoping that if something like that should ever happen, that the opposition is well prepared. Can you say if anything is planned? I mean, we cannot wait until the last minute to start hustling.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Correct.
get our things in place. So I'm hoping that something.
Yep, yep, yep. I think the major point has been made. I think the major point has been made. Folks, we cannot take any calls now, please. I beg of you. We cannot take any calls now. We can't. Apologies, we can't.
Sherrod, good morning. All right, so why is it that the PPP supporters always go out and protest, right? There's the first, and then our people, our supporters, the APNO, AFC, always say, leave it to God. But then these people now, they down the arms, the cutlass, whatever,
We
and they're
nice.
out there protesting. The other thing, let's look at it in a different angle.
We nice apparently. We nice.
What about if is Papa Jagabat setting these people up to come out and call for these things? Because my thing is that you being servant, you get how much billions of dollars, like so many
Talk the things.
times, right? Why are you calling now for 2 hours money when they paid them all of these millions of dollars? Then they include all of this into it. Remember, he got to keep feeding them, and know. He got to keep feeding them. So after this here now, I'm betting you're going to come out, you're going to give them money. And then a couple months after again, they're going to come out again with something else. Remember, this man is strategize all the moves and everything. And think about it like that. And we need to stand up. The militia, they need to join them now. Why are we afraid to protest? Why? That's my contribution. And you're doing a great job.
Talk the things, my
Cheryl,
sister.
good
Talk the
morning and
things.
good morning to all the viewers. In my simple
Talk the things.
opinion, what I think we should do instead of keep saying, oh, he said that it's one Guyana, I think that one Guyana word should come like the N word. We should never ever repeat that word because it's not real. None of the supporters of the APNO AFC should ever let that word come out. Even if we're criticizing them, it should never ever come out of our mouth again. Also, the registration. I would like to know how could you register without a birth paper? Sorry, without a birth paper. How could you register without a birth paper? And thirdly, I think the reason why they are conflicting the COVID restriction is because they know as soon as it lifts, then everybody would able to do the protesting or whatever. So they're trying to confuse people and say, well, this is how it goes, this is how it goes, so that people can go and protest for the rights. This is just my simple opinion. I could be right, I could be wrong, but that is how I feel. We should not repeat that one Guyana because it is not real. It come like a bad word. We should not ever repeat it.
Mm-hmm,
All right, my
mm-hmm,
love.
mm-hmm. You make a lot of sense to me. My sister, it made a lot of sense to me. We're going to take another one. It make a lot of sense to me there. Mm-hmm.
Hi, Sherrod. Good afternoon. I missed you last. What
Miss you
happened with you
too.
last night? Were you paguin?
I was resting.
Just kidding. But what manner of madness was that at the stadium yesterday? Then Tiger Bay had another Carina session going on.
Mm-hmm.
What is going on?
Mm-hmm.
I know
Yep.
that COVID gone
That one
somewhere. I
slipped
know
me. The
COVID is
bay.
still here. Guyanese people need to get a grip of themselves. And I figure this was the reason why Irfan Ali took the restrictions off so that people can go have a nice time. And then, boom, we will have another outbreak of COVID in Guyana. What is the matter with these people at all? Are they not getting a grip of themselves? Anyway, I don't have much comment to make because I'm watching, I'm looking, and I'm listening because I just like what the sugar workers and the rice farmers are doing right now. I love it. And I hope that the rest of Guyanese people look, learn, and listen at what is going on in Guyana. It's time. They have enough time on hand, and it's time for them to put boots on the ground. And I
Mm-hmm.
hope that
Mm-hmm.
everybody
Talk the things.
who has not signed up, register.
Talk the things, Marlon. Talk the things. Folks, please, we can't take the calls now. We can't. Send us a voice note. We'll be happy to take it like
Let
that.
them register. My God, Chinese people,
Chinese people are easy. They're not easy, my
COVID ain't
sister.
gone nowhere. COVID is here to stay for a very long time because spread out as they like. Please.
Please indeed.
Anyways, I
Please
missed you
indeed.
yesterday. Anyhow,
Marlon, you were missed as well.
as to the PPP illegitimate government, there is no way that they can be legitimized. They're disrespectful and they ice pass people and they're too blatant, vindictive, and disrespectful with whatever they are doing, and they couldn't care nothing about Guyanese people. So who they expect to legitimize them are illegal. Illegal is illegal, and they ain't got two ways in that. They were installed and let them get a grip of themselves, and that's what they are not doing. Cheryl, you sound frustrated and you sound fed up. Like, what more to do and see? Anyhow,
Correct. Correct reading.
I'm praying God and hope that the coalition get their act and come together and unite as one to get into the belly of the beast and win these East Indian votes along with
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
votes
A lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. A lot of work to do.
and get Guyana moving and get rid of the PPP cabal. You have a blessed and wonderful weekend. Right about now, it's very quiet in Queens and the atmosphere and the weather is nice.
Awesome. Awesome, Marilyn. Happy things are wonderful where you are. Happy things are wonderful. Yep. Candy.
Hello, 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 Sharad.
Hello,
Good day,
Candy.
good day
Hello,
to
hello,
you.
hello.
And a happy belated Pagwa to you too. I
Same to
hope
you,
you're enjoying
Candy.
your
Same to you and
Saturday.
Marky.
Also, happy Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Happy Saturday as well.
Anyways, my contribution today is these people
Talk the things.
don't care
Contribute.
anything about our citizens of Guyana, or should I say the nation,
Mm-hmm.
the entire nation, regardless of who we are. These PPP people is concerned only about filling their pockets
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
with our national resource money. By the way, Sharad, I don't know how are we going to survive in Guyana any much longer. It is coming to, close to our line of being the poorest country in the world. Us. We have so much resources. As you would say, there's things
Mm-hmm.
in
Mm-hmm.
Curveton here. Oh my goodness, Sharad.
Pressure.
Sharad, everything is going sky high.
Pressure bus pipe. Pressure bus pipe. Pressure bus pipe.
Is $1,000 a pound,
Garlic is
and
1,000. Jesus.
cooking oil that we buy to cook oil now is $800 for a small bottle. Cooking gas is now $5,000, and the rest of stuff, plantains, oh my God, $800 a pound. I can't believe that our country is going to this, and I don't know what
My Lord.
to say. Chicken is sky high. Also, I think our chicken right now is $800 a pound.
You even getting chicken.
Anyways, I don't know why we still talking about these people when we should be doing something about it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think we need to go on a major strike, a major shutdown. Everybody should come together and just drop tools, and just shut the country down. This is what we need to do, Sherrod, because I don't see any other solution to this big problem that we're having here at Air Flap Alley and Moonshine Jagdale. Don't give a damn about the Guyanese people at all. At all. They care anything. They don't even care that our nation is going down in the drain. Everything is going sky high. They don't even care that people are starving. People are going through so much tribulation right now. It's just crying shame. Anyway, Sharad, have a pleasant day. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Take care. Bye.
It's the air flap and the moonshine for me. It's the air flap and the moonshine for me.
Sherrod, I completely agree with that caller. One Guyana is never or has never ever been our motto. Our motto is one people, one nation, one destiny. And it really annoys me every time I see that nonsense about one Guyana. And even if you're saying one Guyana, right, your actions does not
Talk the things.
is not in is not synchronizing with what you want to say because your actions are completely different. You understand me?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, that curfew thing, the curfew mixed message is deliberate. At least I agree with the caller with that too. It is deliberate, right? And another thing too, sometimes you read the comments and you see people asking parliamentarians, so what are you doing? I mean, the parliamentarians can only do so much. Where are the people who are asking these questions? It's not what they can do, it's what you will help them to do to get to the place you want to be. You cannot do it like that. We all have to throw our put our to the plow. That's what I think.
Beautiful. Thanks for that contribution there. Thanks for that contribution, my sister. Thank you. I think we'll do one more, then we're going to wrap up.
Hi, Sharad. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
What's my concern? A few weeks ago, our Minister of Education went to Queen's College, and from what I understand, they gave the teachers some 50,000 or 25,000.
Correct.
Uh, what I'm kind of concerned really about is that you don't see a house building from in the air. A house usually built from the foundation. I think what she should have done is uh, give to the primary school teachers. Remember these children that are at Queen's College, they didn't get to Queen's College just like that. The primary school teachers had to do a lot of work to get them there. So I think she should have be fair in our distribution uh, and give to the other teachers, even the other secondary schools, because they all play a role in promoting Guyana in one form or the other. So I think this way of just going to one particular school and giving a distribution, I don't think it was fair, because remember all the Guyanese teachers, whether they were queens or bishops or saints or whatever, or Commons Lodge or whatever school, they all play a part in building the Guyanese society. So if you want to give money out or dole out funds from, I think it should be done across the board and everybody should benefit, right? That is my take.
Great point. Great point, my brother. Thank you so much for that. Great point made. And I want to thank all those persons who contributed today to our Talk Back Saturday, our first Talk Back Saturday. We missed yesterday because of power. We were off, resting up for the day. Folks, a lot of shows we do here, 17 shows per week, 68 per month. 816 per year. So we take a little rest when we can get it. we love bringing the news and information to you guys and all the other stuff we think you ought to know about. We love doing it. It's our passion to do it on your behalf, folks. We love doing it. But when we get a chance to take some rest so that we can re-energize to do it even more and to do it even better, we take that opportunity that we like we did yesterday. But good to be back here with you guys, and we're so thankful for all of you who participated today. Maria Lee, good to see you. Maria Lee and Jamal Aziz, Jean Williams, Tundi Grant, good to see you as well. Heaven Faith, good to see you, Heaven Faith, and Donna Liverpool, all you other fantastic folks who are there. Good to see you guys. Please remember, we invite you to come on board and to partner with us. 17 programs per week costs us something, and 68 per month, and all the other stuff that we do, website and everything else. Costs us a tiny penny, guys, and you're the only folks that we depend on. We ain't taking a cent from a soul. And some people, I'm not talking all the story. I ain't talking all this story, but we got several platforms available for you guys to come on board and to partner with us. We got the Zelle, we got PayPal, we got MMG, we got MoneyGram, we got Western Union, we got Cash App, all for your convenience. Our Cash App handle, for instance, for instance, is the dollar sign, as you know, in the ring 592, the dollar symbol, dollar sign, in the ring 592. At PayPal and Zelle, we are the one email address at PayPal and Zelle, in the ring 592 at gmail.com, in the ring 592 at gmail.com. And then at MMG, our number is 627-6963 at MMG. That number 627-6963. We are available at MoneyGram, as I said, and as Western Union as well. You need any additional information, you need any additional guidance, guys, you're free to WhatsApp us on 627-6963. That's very MMG number, 627-6963. It's been our privilege being here with each and every one of you guys. Go ahead and continue to have a great weekend. Candy and Erwin and Lynette, Cox, Cecile, Ogle, good to see you as well, and all the other guys. That's our time. We see you guys right back here tomorrow, same time, same place. Stay well, guys. Stay well. Stay well. Have a fantastic rest of the day and weekend. Stay well. Go ahead and be great, people. Go ahead and be great.